Your father drives a 2009 Honda Civic with 190,000 miles on it. The air conditioning stopped working 3 summers ago. He has never had it fixed. He packs his own lunch every morning, a sandwich, an apple, a thermos of coffee made at home. Because, as he says with a consistency that has become its own kind of joke, why would I pay $4 for something I can make for 40 cents? He wears the same 7 shirts on rotation. He cuts his own hair. He has been cutting his own hair since before you were born, using a mirror and a pair of clippers that cost him $23 in 1987 and still work perfectly. He is, by every visible measure, the most ordinary man in any room he enters. He is also worth $4.3 billion. You find out on a Tuesday afternoon in April when you are 14 years old. Not from him, from a search engine. You are doing a school project on self-made entrepreneurs, and your teacher suggests using local examples, and you type your father's full name, David Allen Mercer, into the search bar because you have always been vaguely aware that he started some kind of software company before you were born and sold it, though the details were never discussed. The first result is a Forbes profile from 2019. The photograph shows a man you recognize. The number beneath his name you read 3 times before your brain accepts it. Net worth, $4.3 billion. You sit in the school library for 22 minutes without moving. Then you close the laptop. Then you walk to your locker. Then you go to your next class. You say nothing to anyone. You have learned this from him, without knowing you were learning it. Your house is 1,900 square feet. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms. A kitchen where the linoleum is slightly lifting at one corner that your father has been meaning to fix for 6 years. You live in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. Your neighbors on the left are a nurse and a plumber. Your neighbors on the right are a retired teacher and her son. Your father knows all of their names. He has helped the plumber fix a fence and the retired teacher carry groceries more times than you can count. He attends every neighborhood association meeting. He brings store-brand cookies. He is, on your street and in your life, simply David. Dad. The man with the Honda and the rotating 7 shirts and the 40-cent coffee. He works. This surprises people who eventually find out, though almost nobody does. He goes to an office 3 days a week, a small consulting firm he founded after the sale, 7 employees, a suite on the 4th floor of an unremarkable building downtown. He charges his clients $400 an hour for strategic advice. This is a generous rate for Columbus. It is also, given his net worth, roughly equivalent to him working for free. He has been doing this for 11 years. You have never fully understood why until now. Your mother knows. Of course she knows. She has known since their second date, when he told her with a directness that she later described to you as either completely insane or completely admirable, and she decided on admirable. She grew up in a working-class family in Dayton. She is a pediatric nurse. She works 4 days a week at Columbus Children's Hospital, and she drives a 2014 Toyota Camry, and she brings the same lunch to work that your father brings, made from the same kitchen at the same time every morning. She did not marry the $4.3 billion. She married the man who thought $4 for coffee was a personality failing. You understand, now, why she sometimes looks at him across the dinner table with an expression that you could never quite name. It is the expression of a woman who made the right choice and has never for 1 second stopped knowing it. After the library, you go home and you wait. You eat dinner. Your father talks about a client meeting. Your mother talks about a patient. You talk about the school project carefully, without mentioning what the research produced. That night you lie in bed in your 1,400 square foot house and you think about the $4.3 billion. You think about where it is You think about what it could buy. You think about the Honda with 190,000 miles and the $23 Clippers and the 40-cent coffee, and you try to make them fit inside the same life as $4.3 billion, and you find, surprisingly, that they do. They fit exactly. They were always the same life. You just did not have all the information. You ask him on a Saturday morning. He is cutting his own hair in the bathroom. You stand in the doorway. You say, "Dad, I found the Forbes article." He looks at you in the mirror. He sets the clippers down. He says, "Okay." He says it the way he says most things, without drama, without performance, without the pause that other people use to manage your reaction. Just okay. As if he has been expecting this particular Saturday morning for 14 years and is simply glad it has arrived. He tells you, not everything at once. He is not a man who performs revelation. Over the next several weeks, in pieces, at the kitchen table, and in the Honda, and once on a walk around the neighborhood, where he stops to help the retired teacher with a bag of mulch in the middle of the most important conversation of your life. He tells you that he sold the company in 2003 for $890 million. He tells you that he invested carefully, and the number grew. He tells you that the number has never felt real to him, not in the way the Honda feels real, not in the way the 40-cent coffee feels real, not in the way your mother's laugh feels real, or your face across the dinner table feels real. He tells you that he watched what money did to people he grew up with and people he built his company with, and he decided, at 31 years old, sitting in a lawyer's office in San Francisco, holding a check for $890 million, that he was not going to let it do that to him. He tells you that the hardest part was not living without the things the money could buy. The hardest part was deciding what to tell you, and when, and how to explain that the inheritance you will one day receive is not the Honda or the Clippers or the 40-cent coffee. Those were always yours already. They were the point. You are 16 now. You have had 2 years to sit with it. You have not told anyone, not your best friend, not anyone at school, not a single person in the suburb of Columbus, Ohio, where David Mercer is simply David, the guy with the old Honda who knows everyone's name. This is not difficult. You are his son. Silence is the first language you ever learned. What has changed is smaller and larger than you expected. You look at him differently, not with more respect. You always respected him, but with a kind of specific recognition. The way you recognize a word in a foreign language you have been hearing your whole life and have finally learned to translate. The 40-cent coffee is not stubbornness. The 7 shirts are not poverty. The 190,000-mile Honda is not an oversight. They are a decision, made at 31 and kept every single day for 23 years, that the number in the account is not the point. The point is the nurse next door and the plumber's fence and the retired teacher's groceries and a thermos and the clippers and a kitchen where the linoleum is lifting at one corner. He will fix the linoleum. He told you last week he finally ordered the adhesive. It cost $8. You did not tell him you could have bought the entire house. You are learning.